This video covers the conventional way of building full-stack applications and why manually building your backend is not always the best choice. You will see an alternative solution that can be used standalone or coupled with your custom-built backend. The conventional approach to developing full-stack applications involves the tedious and time-consuming process of building the entire application from scratch. The backend development requires setting and configuring servers, implementing the business logic, and managing databases. Building and maintaining a complex backend from scratch would take substantial resources. So why reinvent the wheel when you can use an existing solution that you can tailor to your needs through custom code? It's important to mention that a custom-built backend might be the most appropriate solution in certain scenarios. However, in most cases, an existing solution that you can tailor to your needs through code is more than enough. It allows you to speed up the development process and move faster by automating the most tedious work. It also frees up resources so you can focus on business-critical tasks. Besides that, you don't need to choose one or the other. You can have the best of both worlds, as you will see later. So, the main pain points of building your backend manually are as follows. It's a complex and lengthy development process. It takes a substantial amount of resources. It has slow time to market. The maintenance is required, and scalability and security are difficult. The alternative to custom-built backend applications are the Headless API solutions. A Headless API is an architectural design where the user interface, the frontend, is decoupled from the business logic and data storage, the backend. The backend exposes the data through an API. The frontend then uses the API to communicate with the backend. There are multiple advantages to this approach. The obvious one is the faster development process, since you only need to focus on one part of the application, the frontend. The faster development process also enables you to reduce the time required to enter the market, which is super important in such a competitive landscape. Since you are using an existing solution for your backend, you save valuable resources such as finances and time that you can use on other tasks that are more critical to your business. Another advantage is that you have complete freedom when choosing which front-end technology to use, since the application parts are decoupled. And lastly, the Headless APIs are developed and maintained by teams of developers who focus exclusively on these APIs. That means they might provide better security and scalability than custom-built solutions. But now you might ask, where can I find these APIs? And that's where Wix Headless come into the picture. Wix recently released their Headless APIs, enabling developers to implement Wix robust business solutions using composable APIs and SDKs. You can use them with any tech stack across different platforms and devices. Some of the current available Headless APIs are as follows. The Bookings API. The Bookings API enables you to integrate booking features into your app. It provides features like scheduling and managing appointments, syncing staff calendars, setting up automated reminders, and more. The next one is the E-commerce API. This API allows you to manage orders, inventory, shipping, and finances from one central place. It provides secure payments, optimized checkouts, and automated sales taxes. Another Headless API is the CMS one. The CMS solution offers an API for creating and managing content. You also have the Events API, which allows you to build applications for hosting in-person or online events, sell tickets, manage guests, accept secure payments, and more. And lastly, you have the Pricing Plans API, which is a Headless API that allows you to create a members-only platform and offer exclusive access. I presented just a few here, but you can check all the available APIs on their website. And once again, I want to emphasize that you don't need to choose between the Headless APIs and the custom-built backend. Instead, you can have the best of both worlds, since the Headless APIs can be integrated with other internal or third-party services. Personally, I don't believe in one-size-fits-all solutions. At one point, you will want to extend or modify the functionality through code, and you can do that using the Wix Headless SDKs. This package is required to create the API client and set up the authentication. When you create the API client, you must provide the modules you want to use. For example, let's say you want to use the e-commerce API. In this case, you need to provide the e-commerce module. In this case, you need to replace the API name with the name of the headless API you want to use. These packages return the modules that you pass to the API client configurations and the ones that allow you to interact with the chosen headless API. Now, it's time to look at various demos and their code. One of the available headless APIs is the CMS API, which provides a user-friendly dashboard for creating and managing content. Let's say we have a landing page for the following APIs: bookings, e-commerce, events and tickets, and subscriptions. The app makes a request to the CMS backend to fetch information such as the title, slug, and description for each headless API. And here you can see the code that fetches the data. The first step involves adding all the required imports at the top of the file. The next step is to create and configure the Wix API client. It requires you to specify the modules you want to use, items from the Wix data package in this case, and the client ID for the auth strategy. After that, you use the Wix client to fetch and display the data on the page. You can check a more complex application using the headless CMS here. Another available API is the Bookings API, which enables you to integrate booking features into your applications. For example, you can set up flexible booking features based on location and availability, create and manage appointments, sync staff calendars, set up automated reminders, and more. Here you can see the Bookings API in action. You can choose a service and a slot. After you choose a service and a time slot, you are redirected to a new page where you need to enter your details for the purchase. Once all the details are entered, you can add the purchase to the cart or book it straight away. In this case, I click the Add to Cart button, which took me to the cart page. You can enter a promo code or add a note on this page. Once you are done, you can click the Checkout button to finalize the purchase. The code is similar to the previous example in the sense that you need to create the Wix client and pass the appropriate modules. After that is the usual React code. Even though the example application is quite basic, it demonstrates how powerful and valuable these headless APIs are. They provide lots of features out of the box without requiring you to do any backend work. Moreover, it provides a visual interface for managing the backend data. In this example, you can add, edit, or remove services using the Wix dashboard. It also enables you to accept payments and manage orders. As a result, one is not required to be a developer to manage the backend data. With that being said, there are two example applications that use the Headless Bookings API, which are more complex and production ready. All examples shown in this video and some more are available in this repository. Moreover, there are a handful of production ready templates you can use as a starter. You can check them out here. They are more complex and therefore they show how to build a production-ready application using these APIs. The headless APIs are excellent alternatives to building custom backend from scratch. However, you don't always have to choose between the two. If you already have a custom-built backend, you can integrate these APIs into your backend without requiring a total overhaul. One of the most important benefits of using these existing solutions is that you save valuable resources such as time and finances, which you can use on more business-critical tasks. In addition to that, these headless APIs reduce or even eliminate the lengthy and complex development cycles. As a result, your product can reach the market sooner. Lastly, they are built and maintained by a team of experienced developers, and they are built with security and scalability in mind. That means you don't have to worry when the business gets bigger and requires more resources and a better security, because they handle that for you. In conclusion, whatever approach you choose, you can be assured that these APIs will provide many benefits and save valuable resources.